Yes. You're going to have to wait to get your mic. I'm sorry. Okay. And you happen to be in this hard space to get a mic to. We'll get it to you.
Hi, my name is Leanne. I'm based in D.C. I'm a
Hi.
flight attendant. I'm here for training, but I would like to, for
Sure.
leave of absence training. But on behalf of all of the flight attendants, have you been hearing and can you address our catering issues? Tons and tons of catering issues from the people that I still keep in touch with.
Okay, good.
Not being enough, not, the glassware is broken, just a lot of miles be given out, a lot of people apologizing, that type of thing. So right. I just want to know if you know that.
I have been hearing it.
Okay, good.
I'm not the best prepared to address it. I'll let Jill, but anyway, yes, I have been hearing it. It's a real cause for concern. Every time I hear it, I go ask Jill what we're doing about it. But anyway, do you have any real specifics before Jill answers, or is it just general?
Just general. Okay. A lot of just basically not enough.
And that's in it's in DC, or
no,
you see it?
No, system wide.
All right,
yeah.
Jill.
No, thanks for asking. I think one thing I'll just start off saying is, in general, when we have a more stressful operation, everyone who touches the airplane it's a lot more challenging operation too. So for our caterers, one of the outputs of having less aircraft in service is we do a lot more equipment swaps all day long. Equipment swaps. Well, for a caterer, as you can imagine, that's an incredible amount of work. They're taking carts off, they're putting back on, their times are delayed, their delivery schedules are off. So vendor cleaners are the same way. Everyone's operation is impacted. And so, it's something definitely over the summer is a more challenging time for caterers. On the whole, over the last couple of years, we've done a couple of things to try and address, catering discrepancies. And especially going through a merger, we had different equipment, different policies, and we've gotten more aligned. People may not like it, but going to Atlas carriers and containers, as an example, simplified the operation versus maintaining two types of carts, and we needed aircraft efficiency and simplicity. But what we did, for example, is one of the things that we're seeing why our caterers were struggling to perform was incredibly high kitchen turnover. We're seeing, as you can imagine, that's lower wage work. And we ended up in the budget in the last couple of years putting in tens of millions of dollars in increased catering costs, raising the wages that we pay our catering employees. And as a result, this summer—
They're not our employees, by the way.
They're not
our
employees.
They don't work for us.
But through our contracts.
We insist that the people that work our contracts are paid more than the other people.
Because what we found is, and you can imagine in these big cities, with jobs, you're getting incredibly high turnover. And we do have complicated business, like what you provision domestically versus internationally, and drivers. It's a complicated business. And so this summer we've seen that we've been more fully staffed than any point. And so I think that's improving. So when we have better retention of our catering employees, it results in a better output. The second thing I'm going to say, though, and anytime I say this, everyone starts groaning, so I want to acknowledge this.
To get ready to groan.
To get ready to groan. I really want to encourage everyone to put their catering discrepancies in the tablet on flight attendant reports. Yeah. And so the reason people will groan is they say, well, nothing ever happens to it, and so I don't write it up. But right off the bat, let me tell you what happens to it. In real time, we get that every day, and we trend it, every station sees it. And so I hear all the time about catering challenges. However, catering has historically been, a top flight attendant complaint, over many years. When you look at the number of reports over years and you trend it, the number is actually going down. And so as I like to tell people, people will say, I don't write it up as much as I used to, but people said that 5 years ago, too, when I worked with food and beverage. The way we know, we don't know if something didn't get on the plane unless you tell us. You're the only way we know. Today, we only have about 7% of flight attendants submit a report in a month, right? In each month. So we still get 8,000 reports a month. So I'm not saying, but if you are feeling like you're seeing something, we need to know, because if I go to insert a station, DFW, and say, gosh, everyone's really upset, and they see catering reports are down 10%, the complaints, it's hard to reconcile anecdotal feedback, it's the worst it's ever been, with the data. So I just want to put in a plug for everyone to write it up.
Thank you, Jill. Thanks for the question. Who else?